Hello Stampers, it's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. I have two fun cards to share with you today, and they focus on using up those scraps of designer series paper. Are you like me? You start cutting your pretty papers and then you have all these small pieces and you just can't come to throwing them away? Well, the two layouts I have to share with you today use just 1-inch strips of them or 1-inch squares. So it's a great way to use up those scraps. It's an easy layout, works with any of your papers. Just add the greeting of your choice. So I hope you like these two projects. Now quickly, before I flip the camera down, don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, right down there's a button to click on subscribe and share it with your friends. And I love to hear from you. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. You know, I like to know if you like the videos I do so that I can keep doing these quick and easy card making videos. And also, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for almost 26 years now, and I absolutely love Stampin' Up! And I absolutely love teaching and helping you make quick and easy cards. So hop over to my website. There'll be a link right down there in the video description to take you over there. You'll be able to request a catalog there. You'll also find all the cutting dimensions and supplies that I used on today's video. You know, I'll kind of rattle off the ones that I can remember as I'm making the card, but that link will take you right over to the specific blog post that will have pictures as well as all the cutting dimensions for you to make it real easy for you to recreate this card if you'd like to. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's flip the camera down and let's get stamping. All those scraps of designer series paper that we just can't bring ourselves to throw away. Well, the two layouts I have to share with you today, it's going to give you some great ideas what to do with these little pieces. So we're using Forever Greenery. This is one of my favorite papers in this year's catalog, and I've used it a lot, which meant I had a lot of scraps. So this is what the papers look like. I just made these charts so that it's easy for me to show on my videos the papers instead of trying to flip through all the big pieces or if I only have scraps left. But it shows you the front and back of all the beautiful Forever Greenery paper. Now, like I said, I had lots of little pieces left over, so I went ahead and I cut a whole bunch of 1 by 1 inch squares. Now, you could use either side of these. I've just kind of played around and I actually liked those 4 sides. But again, remember, this idea will work with any designer series paper. Just cut yourself 4 1-inch squares, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some adhesive on the back here. And we're going to start up at the top, and we are going to just kind of put these at an angle. So part of the reason I like using the liquid glue, and I know not everybody loves the liquid glue like I do, but I like that when you lay down your piece of cardstock here, you can actually slide it around a little bit. So it makes it a little bit easier just to kind of scooch that around where I want. So I did the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to just kind of eyeball and see about how much these need to overlap. Just a little bit, because I'm trying to eyeball easily space these down the side of the card. So let's go ahead. I'm kind of coming right over to that left corner there. Size of my cardstock is 3 3/4 by 5. Now you could, I'm going to layer this, so you could, if you didn't want to, let's see, we need to push that one up just a little bit. If you didn't want to layer it as much as I do, you could certainly make it a little bit bigger piece. But there, I've just put those pieces down the side, and then I'm going to use the Forever Fern stamp set, and I just have one of the big branches. Now I wanted to test it and see how dark it was. I think I want it a little bit lighter, so I am going to go ahead, stamp it on scrap paper first, then onto my card. And then we're going to use one of the greetings here. This is kind of a fun greeting set. Here's a card. It has some words that you can use on the inside, outside, and kind of a collection of different words for different occasions. So we're going to use black. I'm kind of a black gal when it comes to stamping my greetings. I usually stamp them in black. So I just stamped it right on top of that little, I don't know if that's a fern. It's from the Forever Fern set. Leaf branch, and then we're going to go ahead and layer that onto a piece of shaded spruce. The colors of my ink and my cardstock are just ones that I found in that designer series paper. And then we'll go ahead and stick it on here. Now, remember, this is the first layout. I have one other layout I'm going to share with you that also uses up scraps. So there's the front. Now for the inside, I also have a 3 3/4 by 5 piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and just stamp that lightly. Let's go ahead. We'll put kind of top and bottom. You know, you always want to make those insides just as pretty as the outsides. So, and then don't forget to also stamp your envelopes. So it's all messy. The hair, the house, the heart, life. I'm here if you need me. You know, just kind of a great encouragement card to send to a friend. Now, I don't always layer the inside, but I thought since this card was so simple, I thought we'd go ahead and layer the inside just like the outside. Just adds a little bit more dimension and color to it. But there we go. There is our first card. Just 4 1-inch strips of designer series paper. Now let's go ahead and we're going to do the second one. Now this, my piece, we're going to start out the same way. So we have 3 3/4 by 5, but then my piece is a designer series paper. This time are 3 of them that are 1 by 2, and then 3, let's see, which way do we want to go here? 3 of them that are 1 by 1. Now for this layout, I'm going to play here for a second. We're going to just kind of mix and match them here. So we're going to lay out, no, actually, I swear this is like a puzzle. Okay, I think that's what we want to do, and you'll see why here in a second. So we've got the 2-inch pieces and the 1-inch piece. So I'm going to start in the center. So we'll take this bigger piece and just eyeball the center of my card here. That looks about right. Get it as straight as you can. And then we'll take the 1-inch pieces. Whoop. We'll drop it on there. Good thing this adhesive dries clear, because I think we're going to have a little adhesive showing before we're done. And then we'll go ahead and put one over on this side like so. And then we'll go to our 2-inch piece. And we're going to stick that one right there. You can see a little bit of that adhesive, but it'll dry clear. We'll be totally fine. Get it as straight as we can. And listen, see, good thing I had these all pre-cut so you didn't have to sit and watch me cut all these. But you know, sometimes when you're working with your designer series paper, this is the kind of layout that you might want to, you know, you make some cards and you don't really want to do this right away. Go ahead and just cut up your pieces into 1-inch strips, and then you can always come back later and make a card with them. So we're going to take our linen thread here, and I think I need to grab a scissors. I love the linen thread. I use this probably more than any other ribbon. And I also like to double it. So we're going to just kind of bring this around. I doubled it up. One of the reasons I like this is because I can actually tie a bow with it. We'll see if I can do it on camera, because I do it all the time. Not on camera, but it ties pretty easy. You know, some of those thicker ribbons I struggle with. I also like to tie my bows upside down. I think it gets the little tails going down better. So I tie it and then just pull the little tails here to get those loops the size I want. I like to make one loop a little bit smaller than the other. That way you really see the 2 different loops. So we'll just play with that, get it how you want it, and then we'll trim off the 2 tails. Now the one piece I did not adhere down right away. We're going to put a dimensional on the top and on the bottom. We want room for that linen thread underneath. But I think this just kind of, you know, kind of pops it up, gives that card a little bit more dimension. So there's the front. Now let's grab our greetings here. For this one, I think we're going to make this one kind of a sympathy card, I think. Again, we're going to, oh, you know what? Let's do the same thing. Before we stamp that, I really liked how this looked. So why don't we go ahead, add a little fern down there, and then, you know, I'm kind of creating this one on the fly here. I didn't pre-make these cards. Sometimes I pre-make them. Sometimes I just kind of have an idea and hop on over to the camera to film it and go for it. And that's what we're doing today. So we'll go ahead and layer that onto shaded spruce. As you can see, I'm using the exact same supplies, same size cardstock. So when over on my website, when I give you the recipe, it'll be the exact same thing. Same colors, same everything, just This one has 1 by 2 inch pieces of DSP along with those 1 inch pieces. So there we go. Now for the inside, if you don't want to layer, that extra piece like I did, we can go ahead and cut this one a little bit bigger. Oh, we didn't make that one softer. That's okay. And I think I really should put my labels on. I'm really bad about putting labels on my stamps. Do any of you guys not put your labels on like me? I don't know. I just never have for years, and for a long time they didn't stick very well. But now that we have the cling ones, they stick awesome. I guess don't have the time and patience to do it. So there we go. There are 2 cards using that Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. It's just scraps. Here's a card stamp set along with the Forever Fern. So easy peasy layouts. I hope you guys like this idea. I hope you save your scraps of Designer Series paper and you give this card a try, because again, add any greetings to go with whatever paper you're using. So as always, if you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. Leave me a comment here. Hop over to my website. You can email me through the website, or you may be able to just email me directly as well. I'm here to help you with all your stamping questions. So I'll be back stamping with you again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.